We've already dabbled into some Hello Kitty's fairy tale theater before when we looked at the Cat Wars episode. That episode was a lot of fun and was enjoyable enough that I wanted to come back for another round of fairy tale theater. This time I want to see what the Hello Kitty version of King Kong has to offer. If you're unfamiliar with fairy tale theater, I'll give a brief overview before we begin. It's a show that debuted all the way back in 1987, with every episode showcasing a retelling of a classic fairy tale or a parody of some popular movie from the time. The entire premise and aesthetic of the show revolves around Kitty and her friends putting on a play of whatever the subject for that episode is. Now that you have the basic gist, let's jump right into the episode. The beginning of the episode has Kitty narrating as she gives us a rundown of who each character is and their role in the story. Tuxedo Sam is our captain, Chip is Sam's first mate, Catnip is the full-of-herself owner of the ship who only thinks about money, and Kitty is just a measly old sailor. Kitty hands out some umbrellas to the ship passengers as a storm starts a-brewing nearby. The storm quickly goes from a small bit of rain to a full-on potential capsizing event. Sam has full confidence in his ability to maneuver the storm, but when Chip alerts him that the party hats and food have washed overboard, he immediately asserts that they're going to need to make an unscheduled stop. I'm not too sure what they're doing with party hats, but they seem pretty damn important to Sam.
The hatch is washed overboard, along with all our food and party hats.
The party hats? The food? We'll have to make an unscheduled stop.
Captain Sam goes flying off the wheel as the entire ship smacks into a big ol' island. Catnip is ticked off by her ship forcibly docking at some menacing-looking island in the middle of nowhere, but Sam assures her and everyone else that all is well. There may be no food, a crashed ship, and even no party hats, but do not fret because Captain Sam will protect us all. Kitty, Captain Sam, First Mate Chip, and Vile Catnip all hop aboard a dinghy and sail into the terrifying mouth of the island in hopes of finding helpful natives. Once they reach land, they come across these pink poodle people marching around a fire and chanting Kong, Kong, Kong. I'm not sure how this isn't the biggest red flag in the world to get the hell out of there, but they all seem to be okay with it. Captain Sam spots an altar of some kind packed with food on it. Again, another huge red flag, but they're still okay with it, I guess. As they walk over to it, they're yoinked up into the air by a net, which is honestly their own fault. Never walk towards an altar of prepared food whilst poodles are marching and chanting nearby. Everyone knows that. Whilst they're suspended up in a net, a big beastie begins to pound on the giant door near the chanting poodles. Who could it be? Yup, it's Grinder as Kong. But what on earth is his outfit? Why did they put him in a college t-shirt and a fur jacket? He looks more like a clean homeless man than he does Kong. Kong comes over to the tied up lot and goes through them one by one, tossing each of them away, until he gets to Kitty, which he instantly falls in love with. Kong runs off with Kitty against her will, but don't fear because Sam and Chip are on the case to save Kitty. Catnip tags along too, but her intentions are about kidnapping Kong and putting him on Broadway for some big bucks. She doesn't give a hoot or a holler about saving poor helpless Kitty. Kong swings himself and Kitty through the jungle, eventually slamming into a big meaty T-Rex. This is about to turn into the classic Kong and T-Rex tussle scene when Kitty quickly intervenes because she sees no point in fighting. She gives the T-Rex some papaya instead.
Violence never solved anything. Try some papaya instead. I'll give you indigestion. You'll like this much better.
After taming the mighty Rex, Kitty goes along with Kong to his home, with Captain Sam and crew close behind. Kitty plays a 600 IQ move by teaching Kong a dance that he gets thoroughly invested in so she can scurry away and escape. While she's escaping, Sam, Chip, and Catnip swing in and slam into the cliff as they try to save Kitty, even though she's already saving herself. All of them get down the cliff and head away together, getting back to the ship safe and sound. Captain Sam announces to Chip to hoist the anchor, but Catnip quickly intervenes. She still needs to catch her a large Kong fella so she can chain him up and use him to make lots and lots of money. Kong is spotted swooping down overhead on top of a pterodactyl, crying for Kitty to come back to him. Catnip forces poor Chip to help her with some weird elastic things so they can trip up the pterodactyl, and they accomplish exactly that. Kong goes flying off the prehistoric bird and straight down into the belly of the ship. They get back to New York, and what do you know, Katnipp is running a show at Cadison Square Garden where she shows off the 8th wonder of the world, Kong. Kitty stands up to go speak to Katnipp because even though she doesn't want to be abducted by the big brute, she knows it isn't right to chain him up and show him off for big bucks. Kong sees Kitty and loses it. He needs to be with his beloved Kitty. He breaks free and grabs her, taking off to the Empire State Building for the classic scene that we all know and love. Once he reaches the top, Captain Sam and First Mate Chip attack Kong with a plane. Wait a minute, how did they get a plane? I guess Sam must have some powerful connections. Anyway, their attack just grazes Kong's head, giving him a mild haircut. Then, I guess because they were short on time, Kitty is just kinda like, "Hey Kong, you should go home, bud." Kong sorta regretfully agrees, then dips back home on his pterodactyl. I'm not exaggerating either, here's the full clip.
Kong, New York is no place for you. You need to go home.
Kong, Miss Kitty, huh?
I'll miss you too.
Bye-bye, Hello Kitty.
Turn left at the Statue of Liberty!
At least it was kinda sweet, even if it had to be rushed. And Kitty's line to turn left at the Statue of Liberty is pretty top tier. After Kong leaves, Kitty hops onto the plane with Sam and Chip, and the episode concludes. I can safely say this episode certainly wasn't as good as the Star Wars episode, but it was still a fun ride. Although, I think we got scammed. Look at this credits scene. Why on earth does Grinder look so much better as Kong here? He's got the full gorilla suit and everything. What the heck is up with that? We got the great value version of Kong. Nonetheless, it was an enjoyable ride. Very tame and predictably basic, but it's always fun to see a kiddified version of it all. I think they should have cut out a lot of the fluff in the middle of the episode and made the Empire State Building scene more of a spectacle. That's where the episode could have stood out and been something really wacky and fun. Overall though, I think it's fun enough and certainly true to the classic story of Kong. I'm sure kids back in the day had a hoot of a time watching it, and I'd say it holds up as a mild hoot today. Now let's hear from you gals and guys. Have you ever seen this episode or any of the other episodes from Furry Tale Theater for that matter? Let me know in the comments below. I love hearing from everyone. I read every single comment and respond to most. Thank you so much for watching the video, and hey, if you enjoyed it, a like and subscription help out a ton. Plus, they're free. So long.